If you've ever felt like you wanted to do street outreach but aren't sure where to start, if you don't know where to go, how to start conversations, or what to say, if you're socially anxious or afraid of talking to people but you still want to do your part to help animals, then I have a present for you. I've been doing street outreach for almost 3 years, and in that time I've had thousands of conversations. I've learned which conversation starters work, which ones don't, which questions make people defensive, when to give up on someone, and when to stick it out. Because of the time I've spent doing this and the knowledge I've built, I felt like it was time to get it out into the world. People message me all the time asking where to start with street outreach, and I'm so happy to share that I finally have the answer. Yes, I wrote an ebook. It's called the Vegan Outreach Starter Guide, and it's totally free. The goal of my channel has always been not only to turn non-vegans vegan, but to inspire vegans to get more active. Since I know how overwhelming it can be to do outreach for the first time, especially if you're alone, I wrote this comprehensive manual to get vegans off their couches and into the streets. There are 4 main sections: social skills, starting conversations, midpoints and objections, ending conversations, as well as 3 bonus sections which cover dealing with your emotions, filming and posting online, and common mistakes vegans make when they do outreach. A lot of times when people talk about outreach, they forget to mention the logistics, like where should you go, should you stand or walk around, and what sign should you use. In this guide, I answer all of those questions and more to help get you started. If you're worried about talking to strangers, there's a section on social skills where I explain how to come across better and make a great first impression. Just because you're introverted or shy does not mean that you can't do outreach. Some of the best outreachers I know, like Faraz Harsini, are very introverted. What if you want to make a sign but don't know what to put on it? There are ideas in the guide. What if you'd rather start with a quote or a question? There are plenty in the book. In the midpoints and objections section, I cover a few of the common arguments against veganism and how to debunk them. But that's not the focus of this book. Instead, I'll show you where to find the rest of that knowledge for yourself. What about ending conversations? How do you know when it's over? And you give out some resources at the end. That's covered in this ebook. The hardest section for me to write was about dealing with emotions, mainly dystopia or vegan rage. As vegans, we often get angry about the state of the world and the fact that most people don't give a shit about animals. In the starter guide, I share some anger management techniques that have worked for me. If you've ever dreamed of being a YouTuber and want to make vegan content, there's also a section on that. I share how you can film by yourself, what equipment to use, and more. When you first start doing outreach, you are going to make mistakes. In the guide, there's a section on common mistakes I see people make and how you can avoid them. While writing this ebook, I discovered something about myself, which is that I actually like writing and I have a lot to say about animal rights. Because of this discovery, I'm also going to start a newsletter where I'll share insights on veganism every 2 weeks. I'll be writing about philosophy, education, social change, and more. When you sign up to my newsletter, you will get a link to download the Vegan Outreach Starter Guide for free. So head on over to nataliefulton.substack.com to subscribe. This guide represents everything I wish I'd had when I started doing outreach, and I'm so excited to share it with you. I strongly believe that it will help you talk about veganism with alacrity and ease. The world desperately needs more vegans, but it also needs vegans to get more active. If you wanted to do outreach for a while but aren't sure where to start, click the link in the description and get going today. Thank you for watching, and thanks to my patrons, without whom I would not be able to make free content like this for everyone, and I'll see you next Friday.